Sit back, relax a little bit. Let me tell you a story. See if yours is anything like mine. Remember when I was a kid? So much better when I popped the lid. Feel the rabble, open it up.
Exactly, listen to Shawnee. Right, and Cash Out's the easy way to get money transferred when you're out with friends. So, pick up into that and then we'll get back to it.
He said, baby, jump in the back, boy. Tailgate crazy.
Tailgate crazy. What's going on, everyone? You know what it is. You're watching Fantasy Reports on Shady Sports Network, and I'm your bus driver, Cedric Green. Got my co-pilot, Justin, over here. What's up, Justin? How are you?
Trying to keep up tonight. Trying to keep above water with all this NFL news going on and enjoying a good NASCAR race today. It's been wild. It's been fun.
It's been wild. It's been fun. That's funny. It has been wild. It has been fun. Pretty much, man, Seattle just breaking down their team.
Cleaning house?
Completely cleaning house.
Getting all the furniture out?
All the furniture out. We got Geno Smith. First off, we'll start with that. Anyway, yeah, guys, we got a bunch of NFL news. We'll get into it. I was going to go ahead and start. So much news going on. I just started talking to Justin and forget this is for you guys. So this all pertains to fantasy reports. We were going to do our top 25 way too early running back draft tonight, but we're going to push that over to Tuesday.
Yeah, we'll keep you guys hooked. We'll keep you on the line. Stick with us on Tuesday and find out.
With us. Just keep rocking with us. We'll get there. But there's just so much that just happened today in the NFL. I mean, I feel like the NFL is determined not to be stood up by the NBA. As you know, their news.
Quite the rivalry going on.
Man, every time you look around, there's something going on. So, like I said, Seahawks cleaning house. Rams, opening up new opportunities. Aaron Rodgers looking at new teams.
Raiders loading up.
Oh, it's kind of scary. And then Broncos just sitting there not doing anything. So tonight we'll be talking about these NFL headlines. We'll talk some NBA headlines, craziness going on, especially in the Western Conference, as those teams make closer push to the playoffs. And then we'll just get it going. So get your questions in the chat. You know what I mean?
And if you guys find out more news that's going on in the NFL while we're live here, please throw it up for us on the chat and we'll go over it because we only know what we know so far and things are popping off faster than we can think. So
much faster. So yeah, so you guys know how we do is Fantasy Reports again on Shady Sports Network. I'm your bus driver, just co-pilot. So we're going to be bringing this news to you. And as we always do, we're going to start off with a promo. After that promo, we'll get right into it. So keep rocking with us, guys. Hit that like button. Please share. Please subscribe. Tell your friends about it. Be like, yo, check out this fantasy show. Check out this NFL, NBA show. They got some good stuff coming. So please rock with us. Help us grow. We'll be right back on the flip side.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So not only do you hear your NFL, NBA news on Shady Sports, you can catch so many other leagues. AF1 just started up, I know, and we're really big into the Evergreen app. So that's some arena football, some indoor leagues, some outdoor leagues, some 7-on-7, 8-on-8, whatever it may be. So check out Shady Sports Network, and you can find some other sports, other football, year-round football outside of the NFL. So, but talking to the NFL, we got NFL news. I was going to talk about the Geno Smith trade, which is pretty crazy. But even wilder, we just heard, the Seahawks are trading DK Metcalf to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
For
drum roll, please. A 2025 second-round pick.
All right. So this gives a little peek behind the curtain that the Steelers are probably thinking whatever at that second round they were going to get for a wide receiver wasn't comparable to a DK Metcalf, so they'd fire that off to Seattle and let them see if they want to dip their toes in the water of drafting a wide receiver.
Man, they're signing to a pretty big deal, too. 5-year, $150 million extension.
Wow, that's incredible. Happy for DK. He got his bag. He got out of Seattle where he was treated as the alpha anymore. JSN for fantasy purposes is kind of taking over that role.
Yep.
He emerged midway through last year into the playoffs, runs for us in fantasy. And it looks like JSN is going to be that dog over there for Seattle, whoever's throwing them the ball. So that'll be another question going into the NFL draft this year is what Seattle is going to do the remainder of the offseason. Do they draft a quarterback in this draft? Do they go find a veteran somewhere else to throw them the ball? I don't exactly know where they're going. Seattle is a wild card with these moves they're making already this early in the offseason. And for the Pittsburgh Steelers, it looks like all wheels are up. They're trying to solidify their 500 season, get that positive win record for Mike Tomlin again. And the question there is too, okay, so you got DK Metcalf and you got George Pickens. How are you going to keep them both happy? And who's going to be throwing them the ball? Is it going to be Fields?
And they have Russell? And they have Mike Williams too. You forgot.
Yeah. So there's a lot of question marks for fantasy going on to this year. So I would say the immediate reaction, guys, for fantasy football, JSN's stock has gone up. DK Metcalf's stock has gone up. George Pickens' stock, unfortunately, I'm going to say has gone down with the arrival of DK Metcalf. And I would say as the quarterbacks go for this, I think the stock for Geno Smith has gotten a little bit down, not a lot, not a drastic swing, but going to the Raiders is probably a step down from the Seahawks. So his stock's down there.
He has Brock to throw to. What are you talking about, man?
That's okay. He went from having DK Metcalf and JSN and Tyler Lockett and Noah Fant. He had a more complete receiving core room where going to the Raiders now, he's got Brock Bowers and Jacoby Myers and end of pass catchers for the Raiders. So that's just my take on it. I can see it going the other way around, but that's how I'm viewing it. And then as far as the ball throwers in Pittsburgh, I say that don't know who it's going to be. Probably nothing moved on the needle here for Justin Fields. I think maybe if you're the Steelers now, you try to make a move for him in the open market with somebody who's quarterback needy. And then you decide what you're going to do with Russ. I don't know.
You don't think you think the Steelers are going to get rid of Justin Fields?
I think they move on from Justin Fields and get whatever they can with him for value to recoup what they lost giving up for DK. And then I think they probably bring back Russell for one more year, but I don't think they're done yet. I see them either drafting a quarterback this year in the NFL draft, or they go and pursue one of these veteran wide receiver or quarterbacks that are looking to hit the market. So I don't think by any means that Steelers are done making moves. Raiders, I think they're still cooking as well. And as far as Seattle, I mean, on a left field, I think they are going to be continuing to make moves and clear out the old furniture to make up their own for the new coaching
hires
that they have.
They're not afraid to do it, right? Shout out Roz. Shout out Roz. What's up? Thanks for checking in. That's my sis. So shout out, sister.
Yeah, and she makes a great point because my initial reaction to this trade was the same thing. What would it look like? But I was also thinking if anyone can get the most out of the quarterback position in the passing game in this offense, DK Metcalf should be the one to be able to do it. I mean, George Pickens last year, he was on and off the field. He had high games and he had really low games. And towards the end of the year, he was looking like a head case and more of a question mark than a reliable target for any of the quarterbacks throwing to him. I think going for the 2025 season, DK Metcalf will be your solid wide receiver number one alpha in that offense as your go-to throwing guy. And if I'm Arthur Smith, you've got to implement him. It just shows with Steelers what they just did here. You gave him the bag. You gotta make him a part of that offense. You gotta make him a focal point because you're not sure what you're doing with Najee Harris. Is he leaving in the offseason? Is he staying? Are you drafting a running back also because you're not happy with Najee Harris?
Najee's probably.
Arthur Smith has a lot of stuff he needs to prove going into this 2025 season because as an outsider, not a Steelers fan, there was a lot left on the table to be desired for fantasy assets on the Pittsburgh Steelers. I did a lot more selling of Pittsburgh Steelers halfway towards the end of my fantasy season last year, and I wasn't really looking forward to having any of them on my team. But the addition of DK definitely gives me hope that maybe the passing game gets an upgrade and a little more attention than the run game for 2025.
Yeah. Do you think can you see the Steelers? And it's hard, I don't know anything about the Steelers. I don't know what they're looking for, but could you see them taking a look at Aaron Rodgers? You said they're probably looking into like Sam Darnold. Could you see them looking at an Aaron Rodgers? Someone else
if I were them, I'd be looking at Sam Darnold before I look at Aaron Rodgers.
You would take Sam Darnold over Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, because Sam Darnold gives you something. You could give him a multi-year deal, maybe 2-3 years. And then in those 2-3 years, it gives you more time to evaluate the quarterback position, potentially draft another one in the upcoming drafts, and not immediately need to be going and looking for one in this draft, because so far in this draft, it's not really looking like a strength beyond the first couple of quarterbacks projected to be drafted as far as quarterback prospects. So you might want to look at a 2027, 2028 draft, somewhere in there. And Sam Darnold gives you that option if you were to bring him in versus bringing in Aaron Rodgers on maybe a 2-year, most likely a 1-year deal to just right the ship. And also, you got to figure you already have 2 wide receivers now that have been divas and a little bit of head cases in the locker room. Do you really want to add Aaron Rodgers to that mix and kind of give Mike Tomlin a chronic migraine all the time of having to deal with so many personalities in the locker room and how many players he's going to have to keep a hold of? It's just, it puts that perspective in it. And Sam Darnold's younger than Rodgers. So that's the route I would go.
Okay. So you're saying Sam Darnold is better than Rodgers?
I say in the sense of he's better fit for that situation on that NFL roster than Aaron Rodgers, yes.
Yeah. Dang, that's wild, man. The Seahawks in one day, they picked up a second, a third, cleared off their books, and I see them moving up. They're number 18 in the draft. I can see them moving up.
Do you think their day is done, though, for offseason moves? Do you think they're still going to be cooking, or where you see them at now?
I can see them maybe looking to pick up a quarterback, but it's kind of hard after what Josh Allen just signed, right? Like you have to
hit us with that news.
You have to determine what quarterback you want, right? Josh Allen just signed a record $250 million guaranteed in his deal. What is it, like $330 million overall?
Yep.
6 year, $330 million deal with $250 million guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
That's it's
safe to say Josh Allen is their guy.
Yeah. It's safe to say they're not looking to go in the complete opposite route, right? The complete opposite route for from the Seahawks.
It kind of further iterates the point of like now what, like the Bills got all their money tied up in their quarterback. What kind of moves can they make? I mean, there's been some murmuring and rumors that they were in the market for Myles Garrett or one of these premier pass rushers, but they're already talking about letting Von Miller walk and move on and not bringing him back. So what kind of cap situation, even though the cap's going up, what are they going to be? What are they going to do? It's evidently clear they needed to do that with Josh Allen. They got it done now. And so they're going to build their team on offense through Josh Allen, and question marks still remain on that defense.
Yeah, we'll see. It's crazy that he won MVP and wasn't even an all-pro first team, but whatever. That'd be cool.
So you can't beat Patrick Mahomes' contract bag right there.
Right? Because, and they already kind of set up his receivers too. You see they kind of went and then hit up the bargain bin for their receivers as well.
The Bills are shopping at Goodwill for their wide receivers.
They did it. That's what they did last season, right? Amari Cooper was, I feel like, their biggest spend. They have Keon Coleman. They have all these receivers you don't know. They still have, younger tight ends and Kincaid and, Dawson Knox is probably going to hang around for another year or two. So they're kind of set as far as spending, right? Like, I don't think they really have to pay big for anything.
I think it's going to go through the draft this year for them. I don't know what kind of moves they're going to make.
Might as well, right? Like, are they trying to win the Super Bowl? Or are they trying to just look good? Because I feel like they're just trying to look good.
I feel like at the moment they're just trying to take care of their guys and pay their guys and just see and try to run it back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Same thing.
But before we get off of the Bills, what do you think about this Von Miller situation? Is he come back to reunite with the Broncos, or he goes somewhere else?
Reunited. No, don't want to get in copyright stuff, right? Nah, I don't know what's up with Von Miller. It would be nice to see Von Miller come back and wear orange and blue, but at the same time, I wouldn't be.
Would you pay him the amount of money he's asking for?
No. That's why I was gonna say I wouldn't be mad if Von Miller did not come back.
Okay. Well, if you saw him go to the Raiders or the Chargers or a division rival.
Well, I mean, you just saw your offensive coordinator go to become head coach of a division.
Yeah, we don't talk
rival.
about him.
Happens.
He doesn't exist.
It happens, right?
Yeah.
Hey, what can you do? What can you do? So you just keep it moving. So if Von Miller came back and he was like, "Yo, I'll take a vet minimum," what was that 1, 2? I don't even know. There's a couple $1 million.
Yeah, something like that.
Cool. Come on and play and be a mentor.
Well, you're not giving him a bag.
No. Yeah, he's not a mentor material, right? We don't. Yeah. I wouldn't mind Von Miller on the field. He did look good too last season with the Bills, but
for sure,
one, not worth that money, and two, I
Yep.
mean, the offseason stuff was the stuff I feel like the Broncos were fighting.
Unfortunately, he's not an every down player anymore, so he's not going to get.
No, he'd just be a third down player. He'd come in on third down and rush the quarterback. That's what he's going to do. He's going to come in on third down and be a third down specialist. So it wouldn't be worth to pay him that much. And if he's not, I wouldn't mind having Von Miller, though. It would be cool to have Von Miller back. Just
who would you rather have on your edge, Von Miller or Joey Bosa?
Ooh, probably Joey Bosa.
Okay.
I mean,
because that's sort of probably the money you're looking at spending, because the money you spend on Von Miller, you probably just go out and get Joey Bosa.
Right. Yeah, in which case he's probably going to sign with the 49ers just to be with family, but which would be crazy to have Joey on one side, Nick on the other.
That's an interesting situation over there in San Francisco, because they're clearing their books as well. They kind of started it with the Seahawks of just like clearing house, clearing up cap space, and trying to reevaluate their players that they're going to be retaining into 2025.
Yeah. Oh, shoot. You know what? Let's take a promo break really quick.
We'll keep more into that after this break.
Yeah, we'll get back into it, and then Roz, we'll get into that Browns talk for sure.
Absolutely, yeah.
It seems like they love to do that, right? They just try to spend as much as they can. But hey, guys, we're gonna take a promo break really quick. You're watching Fantasy Reports on
during the break. Like us, subscribe, share us, and feel free to comment.
Do it. Just do it.
Recently, I started using electrolytes to stay hydrated for my workouts and constant traveling. Trust me, dehydration is no fun, and I started using Dragon Salt to avoid headaches, cramps, and brain fog. Their formula uses pink Himalayan salt and the best forms of potassium, magnesium, and calcium to cover all bases. I love that it's naturally sweetened and has 0 sugar. Overall, hydration gives you more strength and energy, which is why I make it part of my daily routine now. When I drink water with Dragon Salt, I can train harder, I stay sharper, and I definitely feel more energized. For whatever mission you're on, stay hydrated with Dragon Salt.
Yes, sir. Stay hydrated with that Dragon Salt, drgnsalt.com. Head on over.
Use your code Shady10, and if you're an athlete, this is definitely some stuff you want to use to up your game, up your performance, and get you to stay on the field.
Yes. Yeah, so, and yeah, Raj, oh man, so much that we can touch on, which is crazy because the Commanders would have just...
What do you want to hit up first? The older news? You want to hit up the Commanders news first, or?
No, so we'll keep it going. That was the Bills. They re-signed Josh Allen to a record-breaking deal. And then Von Miller may be out the door, so we'll see what happens. With how they plan to spend their money. But the Browns, man, it's just like they just wait 2-3 years and they're like, okay, let's sign a record-breaking deal that's gonna kind of.
So they got 2 players now tied up for 2/3 basically of their cap space.
Yeah, and I mean, Myles Garrett is a great player for sure.
How much is this? Is 40 chess on Myles Garrett's part, or just a lack of competency in the Browns front office?
Right. It just feels like it's just the Browns just being like, yeah, just get it done. Because he is one of the better players they've had in forever. He's one of the better players in the NFL.
And arguably so. In their defense, I would not want to see him leave or not see him go, or wouldn't like to see him go to another team, especially in conference. So,
see him go over to the Ravens. Oh man, that'd be deadly to see him play for the Bengals, who need a defensive end, right?
But I mean, tip of the cap to Myles Garrett and his agency of just playing us like fools. They played the cards perfectly going into the Super Bowl week, requesting a trade, demanding a trade, playing hardball, bringing it out this far, then getting an absolute bag for generational wealth. Literally, like he's set up for generations now, because that is a lot of money, and he well deserved for him, and that's what he got for. I don't think anyone else is going to give him nearly that amount, so that's good for him. But for other teams that were suitors for him, it kind of is a little disheartening, because you kind of like let him on thinking there's a chance, and then ultimately to go back to the place that you said you were done with. It seems a little sus, but whatever. That's a little
right to say completely done with
and pettiness, but at the same time, business is business, and the NFL is proving this year that money talks. So
imagine you're the Bengals, right? You just come out with a statement yesterday, right, or the day before, saying you want to make Jamar Chase the highest non-quarterback, the highest paid non-quarterback in the NFL, and then the Browns do this. So it's like, yo, now you got to up your ante.
Yep. Everything, everyone's price tags go up.
Up. It's wild.
So I want to ask you, out of the defensive side of the ball, with this Myles Garrett deal, what do you think the price tags are for Trey Hendrickson and Joey Bosa, and who do you think they end up with? Who wins that bidding more?
Well, I saw somewhere that Joey Bosa was kind of close in talks with the 49ers, quite honestly.
Okay.
Be interesting to see what that was for, but I mean, this is at $40 million a year, right? I imagine the Chargers.
Because you just saw Crosby get his bag, you see Myles Garrett get his bag, and now between Hendrickson and Bosa, you got to be looking at like, you're gonna have to pay me
at least what, like 35 million, 30 million.
That's the going rate, and the market went up.
Yeah. See, so here it goes, 49ers and Bosa. Let's see if they got any news on it. But yeah, I can't wait to watch him play for 2 games. And that's the thing; these guys are always hurt too. It's kind of hard to see, but I would say at least like 28-30 million range, right? And they're probably looking for 35 to 38 million. Try to get,
especially for someone like Trey Hendrickson, in the position that he was the NFL sack leader the last 2 years. So he's got asking price money all over it. And then Joey Bosa, like you said,
we will see though, because I mean, heck. Josh Allen just surpassed Deshaun Watson's guaranteed money, right? So teams,
but those are 2 completely different caliber quarterbacks.
Well, I'm just
One's
saying,
an absolute turd, and the other
teams may not get close to these just because the Browns overpaid for a player, right? That may not affect it. It still may be in the like 30 million range that we'll see.
I mean, I think that this will set the Browns back. Whatever, they're a dumpster fire. They're irrelevant, and they're
going quarterback in the draft for sure. We already know.
I think because it's the Browns, the obvious choice is not going to be the right one. So I can see them totally going for an Abdul Carter in the draft and solidifying that defense, because they realize their offense is not going to keep up with teams. So they'd rather just slow other teams down than actually address and competently take care of the offense. I mean, if they were smart and they were doing things right, you knew you should have been better with the Baker Mayfield situation, made him happy, paid the dude, and kept him there, because we've seen what he's done in Tampa Bay and how well he's able to perform. So, like, the Browns have proven me, until proven differently, that they're not able to competently operate at an NFL level, a competitive NFL team.
Well, it's like they don't want you, right? They're like, hey,
they're basically telling their season ticket holders, like, we ain't planning on winning. We ain't going to be winning anytime soon. So enjoy the ride. And that is very true. I agree, Roz, that Myles and Abdul will give offenses nightmares, but at what cost? Like if your team can't score 7 points in the defense and then the other team scores 10 points.
Maybe they bring back Jameis Winston.
We shall see. Or, it would be a very Cleveland Brown move. They bring in Kirk Cousins. They take that contract over there in Atlanta, bring him in for a year or two, see what he can still do. Because he has that connection with Kevin Stefanski from his time in Minnesota. So it's neither here nor there. I think the Browns are just going to remain irrelevant. It's happy for Myles. He got his bag. Frustrated that he played us all, thinking that there was a chance that he could put something towards his quote-unquote legacy somewhere else and win games. But, it's easier to swallow the losses and feel better about the losses when you're getting a bag like that.
All about the Benjamins. Ross says, please pick Cousins. Ross is an Atlanta fan. So, yeah.
Someone call up Cleveland for her and
I can see the Browns.
We'll take him.
Yeah, right. I can see the Browns signing a washed-up Rodgers, too.
Yeah.
And just completely crap in the bed. But speaking of teams that are forever near the bottom of the bum pile, the Raiders, man. Or not the Raiders, the Rams.
Okay. What's going on? What's happening there? Let us know, Ced.
The Rams went and signed Davante Adams for so little money compared to all these other contracts.
So that move doesn't impress you, is what I'm gathering. You're not.
The Broncos could have got him, man, but I don't think the Broncos are trying to.
Dude,
go after.
I don't know what's going on with your team, man. You couldn't give him that money.
We'll probably get Cooper Kupp, or
do you think? So is it Cooper Kupp or Chris Godwin now?
Seagod. I want Seagod, but we're probably gonna see Seagod re-sign here sooner than later.
You think the Buccaneers will keep him in house?
They got to, man, especially after Debo.
Okay. So now it's Cooper Kupp or bust
over the Commanders. I don't know if it's Cooper Kupp or that's just weird that the Rams wouldn't pay Cooper Kupp and then they go and they sign Davante Adams.
Or do the Broncos go ahead and take a chance on Michael Gallup again that he's coming out of retirement over Cooper Kupp?
Might as well just rock with what we got. And just keep.
Where do you think Kupp goes now? Like, because obviously this move cements the idea that Cooper Kupp is on his way out. They're done with him, and they're trying to get him off the books.
Kupp to the Rams.
Kupp is on the Rams.
To the Raiders. I don't know. I keep getting those two our teams mixed up. Kupp to the Raiders is what I meant to say. That's only right in this situation, right? But
I give props to the Rams. They did good by reconfiguring their wire. But okay, so before we get let's finish up this Kupp thought, and then we'll get to the Davante Adams side of it. So for Kupp now, obviously the writing's on the wall. You're on your way out. Where do you want to go? Do you tell the Rams you got to send me here, or do you think they just get whatever they can out of them?
Or do they have to trade him, or?
I think as of right now, because he's still in a contract.
Is he?
I believe so. I don't have that in front of me. If anyone can correct me, I'm absolutely fine with that. I'm not entirely sure, but I thought the context of it is that they were trying to seek a trade for him. But, he could end up in another plethora of places. For Kupp, it's kind of bittersweet because, he single-handedly had that great year that ended up winning them the Super Bowl, and he's the Super Bowl MVP. And now you got the emergence of Puka Nacua over there at the Rams, and it's like you bring in Davante Adams. How is that going to mesh? How do you, for fantasy purposes, how do you feel now that Davante Adams going to the Rams, where you're taking Davante Adams and redraft, and how you're drafting Puka Nacua and redraft? And for dynasty purposes, are you trading for these Puka Nacua and Davante Adams? Are you trying to sell them off? Or even sleeper picks now for the quarterback position, are you investing in Matt Stafford at all?
Ooh, that's a good one. They did just re-sign Stafford. Man, the Rams, I think they just wanted something a little bit more definite on the other side of Puka. Puka's still that dude. It's still his team, but I think they just wanted something a little bit more if they're going to get rid of Cup instead of the guys that they already had. Especially with you see Seattle, maybe I think the Rams maybe were thinking about, slimming down their team. They're thinking about kind of making cuts and stuff, but then they see Seattle and San Francisco go and make those moves, and they're like, well, hold on now. We gotta stay potent for a moment. So I think
you investing in fantasy, Matt Stafford, Devontae Adams, and Puka? Are you advocating for people to draft them?
I am definitely taking Stafford later in the draft as a backup quarterback for sure. I don't mind having him on my bench. Puka is a number one all day in my eyes, regardless.
Yeah. You don't think Devontae takes any targets, anything from him? You don't think he hurts his production?
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, he did kind of go in and kind of take all the targets away from Garrett Wilson, but that was also because Aaron Rodgers was his dude. Mm-hmm. Matt Stafford.
But Matt Stafford's also a gunslinger. He's been known to throw it 40+ times in games. So those targets.
So maybe they both can get 15 to 17 targets a game and still get equally. They equally probably could get over 100 yards each. So, yeah, Devontae, I feel like is more on the outside. Puka plays wherever, but he is mostly. No, I feel like Cooper Kupp.
Puka's along the line of scrimmage too. He's the one. He's the guy that's going in motion. He kind of took over Kupp in that role.
Yeah, and that's why they
3 years ago doing along the line of scrimmage. Last year, you saw a lot of it where Puka was doing the wide receiver screens, the quick slants, the bubble screens, getting the ball into his hands early and getting the yards after the catch. But he is fully capable of getting those deep dog passes to him, which is fine. It's just, I think in the context for Cooper Kupp, I think this is kind of like a disrespectful move. Like he was so good for them for so long, and to be kind of like just basically pushed to the bottom of the pile so fast because he had 1.5 down years due to injury. And it's like so many other wide receivers have injuries too.
You
don't see them getting as quickly just deleted from their team's roster.
Well, I feel like he's been off and on for injury for the past 3 years at least, though. It isn't just like it's been.
Yeah. Well, my argument is like even so with other wide receivers, they like teams haven't moved on from those wide receivers as abruptly because of that. When he single-handedly brought him to the playoffs and through to a Super Bowl and won them that game in that Super Bowl, like he brought that team a championship on the help of Stafford and that amazing defense, but he was a huge part of that. And not to just lean on those laurels solely. It's just you think if you have a player like him, you do right by him and you send him where he wants to go for what he wants to go, and wash your hands of that situation. You got your wide receiver now in Devontae Adams. You have Puka. You got Stafford. You kind of just not handle it so brashly as what it seems like.
Yeah.
Because if Deebo Samuel is going for a 5th round pick in the remainder of his salary, and DK Metcalf is going for a 2nd round pick, and where do you feel like Cooper Kupp goes for? Like if you're the Broncos, just say you're the Broncos and it's a possibility, what would you be spending on him?
I'd probably put him around Deebo.
Would you send one of your 6th round picks you got?
Yeah, I'd send a 6. Yeah, I definitely would send one of our 6th round picks over there for sure. And I just don't know about re-signing them to a massive deal, though. I'm not paying them more than $20 million a year. I'm probably paying them. I'm wanting to pay because
do you take the remainder of his contract as a 6th round pick to the Rams?
I'd have to look at his contract, but yeah, probably.
But that's the point, because you're not looking to re-sign him. You're just taking the rest of his contract up. If it's a 1 or 2 years left, let that run out, and then all you really invested was just paying Cooper and giving the Rams your 6th round pick.
Yeah. So it's probably not that big of a contract for sure if it's a remainder of an older contract. So it's probably around like 14, 15 million a year. What up, Chris?
Hey, what up, Chris? Welcome back.
Mike, Roz, thank you guys for tuning in.
Mike and Roz, yes, thank you for tuning in and joining with us. We appreciate the support. We love it. We thank you guys, and thank you for chiming in as well.
Yeah. Hey, let's take a break really quick, and then let's talk.
Oh, wow, we are flying. We're already a half hour, boys.
I know. We only talked about, I feel like, 2 things, so let's get
Yeah, I know. The news is flying. We still got to get through the rest of these said.
Yeah, so guys, we're gonna take a promo really quick. Don't forget to hit that like button. You're watching Fantasy Reports on Shady Sports Network. Please share and subscribe. Let your friends know about us. Keep it growing
on all platforms, all your Twitters, all your Instagrams, all your socials.
Yes, we are on Instagram as well. We're live on Instagram tonight too. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I'm just keeping you up to date.
Yeah. All right,
enjoy
guys.
these promos, guys, and we'll catch you on the other side.
There we go.
Good luck, everyone here. Oh my Lord, who is this? Joe Burrow! Joe Burrow! AFC North smoked it right here, baby. Fanatics, authenticated Joe Burrow on the speed, incredible hit, going to Alpha Wolf. Congratulations, Alpha.
Yes, guys. Let's break GPT. Get your sports memorabilia and card breaks there. It's mystery boxes. So if you order it, you don't know what you get until you get it. So check it out. And if you do order it, let us know. Use our code Shady5. You get a discount on that joint. So
it's a great addition to any man cave or sports fan memorabilia. So feel free to check those out. Those guys are great, and they'll hook you up with some mystery gear signed by an NFL player.
There we go. Mystery gear. And before we get back into it, guys, like we've been saying, head over to Shady Sports Network. Follow us on all the social medias, whatever you may be, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, or X, or whatever you call it now. Just look up Shady Sports Network, and you can find our stuff. So much stuff that we cover on there. It's not just great fantasy football reports, but it's also indoor arena football, outdoor league.
The
Italian football league, which gosh, I don't even know what happened with that game.
Those Rhinos, though, said.
And the Dolphins were all over them. Yes, whatever, though. But, yeah, so we cover a bunch of other leagues, guys. So check us out. We're really growing, and come grow with us for sure, guys. Come grow with us. But, yeah, no, get back to it. So we were talking about Cooper Kupp, right? What we pay for Cooper Kupp. And it's like, man,
I know if you Broncos don't do it, I know if I'm the Lions, I'm throwing one of my
I'd probably pay him around I'd probably pay around 17, 18 million a year if I got him and re-sign him. But I definitely would give him like a fifth or a sixth. Probably a sixth if I could, and then take over that contract, just get it off their books so they can free up space.
Yeah, and if you guys don't do it, I know if I'm the Lions, I'd be doing it for one of our sevenths.
Yeah, but when you guys shouldn't you be trying to sign Tim Patrick? You shouldn't be. Well, we don't need
that's
him.
What I was going to get into. If the Tim Patrick deal doesn't work through, he gets a better deal somewhere else, and they move on for him. That's a total good contingency plan to have. To just throw the Rams a seventh round and the remainder of his contract in on it, because they have that rapport built together between Brad Holmes and Les Snead as far as working trade deals out with one another. So they probably could work a team-friendly deals on both sides of it to get that deal done. And I wouldn't mind if that's the case. I mean, I love Tim Patrick to come back, but if the Lions could snag a former Super Bowl MVP, a Triple Crown winner, and a guy that has a good veteran team effort, that sort of mentality that Dan Campbell likes into that locker room, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I hear you there. I mean, I don't know. I'd probably just
the
take
Jared Goff reunion.
Ooh, right. Try to re-spark that flame. Relight that, rekindle that fire.
And who's one of the better coaches to do it to get the most out of his players than a Dan Campbell?
Reunited and it feels so.
Hey, don't want to get copy striked.
Right.
Hold up.
So
what other news you got coming down the pipe here said for the NFL?
My running back is not my running back no more. He got re-signed. They re-signed him. The Vikings. The
champ is here.
To a $20 million deal that includes $13 million guaranteed. That's quite a deal.
That is quite a deal for Aaron Jones. Congrats to him getting that bag. And I think it's great for the Vikings because here's why. Not only did he bring a solid veteran running back presence, he wasn't terribly injured last year. He was somewhat productive for him. He wasn't obviously his younger self and what he's been able to produce when he was with the Packers, but he still was efficient enough for what they had. And going forward this year in the NFL draft, why not pay your veteran running back here. Give Aaron Jones that deal for 2 years. Bring in a running back in this year's draft, whether it be a Judkins or a Hampton or a Henderson or a Sampson or a Scatabo or whoever, or a Martinez. Bring them in, have them learn underneath Aaron Jones for a year or two, get that experience underneath him, and then grow to eventually take over the running back room when he inevitably moves on at some point. Like, I think it's great. I think it's a great GM move by the Vikings to do that, to bring him in and keep him there. And then if they're not already showing their cards, go out and draft the running back in this year's draft to be mentored by him, because he seems like a really cool, down-to-earth, guy who'd be willing to do that sort of roster building with the team and like being a sort of like role model for a younger guy.
Yeah, it's just cool to see Minnesota just actually go out and re-sign a running back. I didn't expect they would do it.
Yeah. So, for the fantasy stock, though, I think he kind of solidified himself. I mean, he's someone I'd be trading for because you have that security of those 2 years. So if there's running backs like a Najee Harris or Isaiah Pacheco that you don't know what they're going to happen to them after this year, where they're going to be, where they're going to end up, and you want to just be rid of that situation, I say go for it. Take a shot on trying to acquire an Aaron Jones if you have any questionable running back situations in Dynasty. And then for redraft, I still think he's probably a later round pick in your drafts to fulfill your running back room as a depth injury happens or any bye weeks for that. That'd be great. He's more in like the running back 3 to flex area for me. Borderline running back 2, I would say.
Okay.
How do you feel about? What do you think about the fantasy prospects for Aaron Jones and going
I
forward?
think they just kind of went up a lot more going forward. He was super Mr. Consistent last season, and I think now having a season under his belt with the Vikings, they got they're keeping kind of the same staff around. They got kind of the same team aside from their quarterback, and there's probably going to be JJ McCarthy, right, rookie quarterback. So
I don't know. We don't know. We don't know.
Maybe but still, I feel like they'll be running.
They decide not to tag Sam Darnold, so.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens, but I think it's going to be good either way for Aaron Jones, right? They just showed a lot of faith in him. I mean, you see other running backs like Rico Dowdle, guys like that going in the $5-6 million range. So they could have easily went and just picked up another running back that was a good starter, but no, they chose to show faith and double his salary. So it'll be interesting to see. I think I'm high up on Aaron Jones. I'm probably not putting him in that tier with like Derrick Henry or Saquon.
No, you'll find out in my rankings on Tuesday where I have him, and
right. Yeah, guys. So tune in on Tuesday. You'll see where we're Justin has him. But I'd probably put him in like that second to third tier of running backs, specifically like bottom of that second tier, just right there, like super consistent. Where if he was there and I had to get a running back, I'm probably taking him for sure.
Well, yeah, if you're thinking so I'm not gonna. No spoilers. You have to tune in on Tuesday.
There we go. Tune in on Tuesday. We see the Eagles are asking for a 4th round for D God for Dallas Goedert. Yeah,
Broncos
so he's open for
that checkbook.
Man, they need to, right? We're not going after anybody. We'll see. It'll be interesting to see what they do. That's kind of
okay. Well, Dallas Goedert for a 4th round pick, or do you go after the Mason Taylor guy you're looking at in your mock drafts?
Mason Taylor.
See, you're fine. You don't need a Dallas Goedert.
Yeah, and the Broncos, they agreed with a 2-year deal with Jarrett Stidham, so we locked up our backup quarterback too. So
what does that mean for Zach Wilson? Said, is he?
Who cares?
Spilled milk now, or
Zach Wilson go where he can go.
Watch him go to the Raiders.
He'll probably still be on. They'll probably re-sign one of the Broncos again if he doesn't go anywhere. But watch him go to the Raiders. Watch him go to the Raiders and back up. Geno Smith over.
It's not a terrible option. He's younger than Gardner Minshew, and he's, I think, equal about to an Aiden O'Connell.
Oh yeah. I guess. Yeah.
Any other breaking news? Did you want to touch on the Deebo Samuel stuff? I know we didn't.
I know we got Deebo to the Commanders for a 5th round pick. And
the remainder of his contract, which is about $20 million.
Has he?
So got to factor that in.
yet, so still no deal out there for him to see how that's going to look. He's probably going to get. We'll see. Yeah, how do you
For
feel?
fantasy purposes, how do you feel about this? Is he a wide receiver you're targeting in drafts? Are you staying away
That's
from
hard
him?
to see because I feel like the Commanders, it was really hit or miss with their receivers.
Mm-hmm.
Even Scary Terry, he was a lot more consistent than he wasn't, but when he wasn't, he was really bad. Fantasy purposes, there was no point he had. So it'll be. I think I would kind of invest in Debo, quite honestly, because now they got two solid targets.
I'm lockstep with you. I'm definitely investing him in drafts.
Yeah, Jaden's going to be looking for both of them. And gosh, it's just going to be interesting to see what that offense does, especially with the things that he can do. Now, as far as their running backs, I don't know if I'm investing so much in Austin Eckler and Brian Robinson.
No. I mean, I'm easily letting them slide in drafts. I'm letting one of my other league mates take on to that.
Or maybe just picking them if they're around later, just picking them up on a stream.
I'm not reaching for him by any means, but Debo and Terry McLaurin, they're definitely stocks are up. I'm pursuing them in drafts this year, and that Washington offense, hell yeah, wheels up. And it kind of backtrack a little bit. I know he got past it. Devontae Adams, I'm probably gonna throw a late look at in drafts for him. His stock goes up a little bit with having Stafford as his quarterback and just an overall better offense over there than with the Jets. And as far as Cooper Kupp goes, I think he is a sneaky buy low in Dynasty, and he's an opportunity draft pick in fantasy where he falls later on in the rounds and you need some wide receiver depth. It doesn't feel bad to take a flyer on him over some of these other guys that are in later rounds for wide receivers.
As far as what Dynasty drafts, what if he's not on a team by then? What if he goes through the full all season and he's not on a team?
I mean, I'd still be willing to in Dynasty throw a third or fourth round pick at him to see if some team picks him up at some point, because at that point, third and fourth round picks are really dart throws in themselves in Dynasty. So I would be willing to take a shot on a proven NFL wide receiver than a third or fourth round rookie dart throw that I probably won't see any return investment on for at least a year or two and fit for fantasy. It'd be like one of those moves you make if you're a true contender, not a rebuilding team. If you're rebuilding, if you're a true contender that needs depth and try to make a solid push for the playoffs, he'd be a nice sneaky value to do for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and then they also re-signed Zach Ertz, so I mean they're just super consistent and ready to go next season.
I mean, for Zach Ertz and Dallas Goedert, which one are you more interested in for fantasy purposes in 2025?
Gosh, that's a good one.
I think I'm leading Zach Ertz.
Yeah, I think they both kind of are not on my radar, quite honestly.
That's fair. That's fair.
I would be leaning more Zach Ertz, especially with seeing this move. He's had more chance to get, develop more chemistry with Jaden Daniels, kind of pick it up. I feel like that's the thing. The Eagles are willing to trade away D-God, so there's something there. There's a risk. He's always hurt too.
And I think wherever he goes, it's definitely a step down and a tier down at quarterback wherever he ends up. Then with Jalen,
unless he goes to Denver.
Yeah, so. That's true too. But you said it yourself, you'd rather invest in a Mason Taylor than giving up a fourth round pick for a Dallas Goedert.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I know we might have missed it or glazed over it, but the Houston Texans had a trade over the weekend.
Whoa.
Did you miss that? They traded Jacksonville Jaguars a 6th round pick for Christian Kirk.
I forgot about that. I got lost.
How do you feel? What do you think about that? Another receiver for moving around. CJ Stroud, another option, because I think what this tells me is they're looking possibly to move on from a Stephon Diggs and not give him that 1-year deal.
I feel like he'll probably be commanding a little bit more than what they want to spend, especially now. But at the same time, though, Tank Dell is going to be out probably the season
Exactly.
So they may still, pick up a.
So outside of Nico Collins for
this may
fantasy
be
football
to
purposes.
replace a Tank Dell, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So outside of Nico Collins, I'm not taking anybody on the Houston's besides.
You're
Joe
not
Mixon.
drafting a Stephon Diggs. You're not drafting a Christian Kirk.
Oh, well, I'll definitely take it to Stephon Diggs. Yeah, but nah.
Okay.
Christian Kirk, maybe because it'd be a good handcuff to get later, right? Once Nico's hurt, once Stephon's hurt, once, you know.
For me personally, how I would do it is I would probably, in this year's redrafts, I would be staying away from Tank Dell, Stephon Diggs, and Christian Kirk at the initial start of the season, just how we saw how CJ Stroud did as the full body of work that entire year. He took a step back. He was even more mortal and more human. He wasn't the phenom he was in his rookie year, because that gives me a huge question mark for the pass catchers outside of Nico Collins, what their ceiling could be for 2025 or what their performance levels could be at. I think they're really capped because I think it's Nico Collins, Dalton Schultz, and then everybody else. And at that point, I don't see myself really wanting to invest in Tank Dell, who's going to be hurt majority of the year, a Christian Kirk that's coming off a season-ending injury with no rapport with CJ Stroud, in probably a later part of the draft. I'd probably just let someone else handle that. And then with Stephon Diggs, it's tempting. You got the name behind it. You got the rapport there with CJ Stroud, but also it's just, I move on to other players at the wide receiver position. I'm kind of over Stephon Diggs. I don't mean he's not talented. He isn't good. It's just for me and my team and my roster build, I'm willing to take a shot elsewhere, take a chance elsewhere than investing draft capital in fantasy drafts next season. But hey, if things go well, I'd have them on my radar for potential trade targets before the trade deadline. You know, they could be flex position fill-ins, wide receiver threes, and I wouldn't mind doing that.
Yeah, no, there you go. I wouldn't mind having that at all. Like, you still want, I want wide receiver twos in my wide receiver three spot, right? So I still would set them right there on my bench and just hold them. Just
Michael said it best. That's probably where, like, if he's sitting there that late, I'd be like, all right, I'll scoop, because we've seen what Christian Kirk could do with Kyler Murray, and we saw what he did with Ty Law before he got hurt. There's still potential there. There's still skill there, and that it's at that point in drafts, like what Michael is saying here, it's worth taking a flyer, but it really depends on where my roster construction has been earlier in the draft, where I'm at, if I'm willing to make a move like that. I'd be more inclined to, like I said, invest in them later on in the season for like a pre-trade deadline move to like make a push for the playoffs and have some depth in that at the wide receiver position.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you missed that set. I thought that was kind of earlier on in the weekend.
No, I didn't miss it. It just got kind of lost in the sauce.
Yeah.
You Jacksonville, cleaning out shop. They cut Evan Ingram too. Is that someone
that tells me too? Is like, oh, we didn't even go over that. Yeah. So what happened with Evan Ingram said?
So what do you think about Evan Ingram? Is he someone to look at? Or I think so. I mean, the guy, is maybe
he still proved himself and he performed when healthy in Jacksonville. I mean, he was kind of snake bitten in New York with the Giants for so long. He got a resurgence to his career in Jacksonville. Got hurt towards the end of his stint there again, coming off an injury. And I think he still has gas in the tank. He still has juice, and he could be, potential borderline tight end 1 to definitely a tight end 2 in fantasy for 2025. I would definitely invest in him as a backup tight end, not necessarily my starting tight end going to 2025. I would take, for my top 10 list last week, I would take somebody off of that list before him and then supplement him with one of them.
Who would you take off?
Huh?
Who would you take off?
Nobody. My top 10 stays a top 10. I'm fine with it right now. I wouldn't take anybody off for Evan Ingram. But I would just say that I would draft somebody in my top 10 and then go after an Evan Ingram in drafts to like back them up and have his depth for bye weeks and injuries, or in the off chance that he overperforms from one of the tight ends that he invested in earlier. Do you think you have a certain idea of what landing spot he might have in the NFL where he might end up?
Can you see that?
Yeah.
For the Italian league. No, that was Giants. They re-signed quarterback Danny DeVito.
Oh
Tommy DeVito.
man.
Yeah. Well, sorry, what were you saying?
I was just saying, as far as Evan Ingram goes for prospects for 2025, what value do you think he holds in fantasy, and where do you think he ends up? And does that propel his fantasy value or hurt his fantasy value?
I mean, I could see him having, kind of a Hayden Hurst type resurgence, like you said, around like tight end 2, 3, that second or third tier right there. Not necessarily Mr. Consistent, but definitely someone that's going to get you, 6 to 8 points on a weekly basis with a chance to maybe get you in the double digits if they kind of get into that red zone mode. But I mean, Evan Ingram is just kind of maybe this tight end class is deep. Honestly,
so do you think Evan Ingram? I'll start off west to East Coast. So Evan Ingram to Seattle Seahawks. Do you think that could happen?
No, because they got what's his face,
Noah Fant.
Yeah.
Okay, so Evan Ingram to the Los Angeles Rams.
No, they have a pretty good tight end too. Okay. A young dude.
Evan Ingram to the Denver Broncos.
Ooh. I could see that. He'd be an upgrade over Troutman.
Okay. So we got one so far. How about Evan Ingram to the Chargers?
Yeah, I can see that. I don't know who their tight ends are actually.
Okay. How about Evan Ingram to Dallas?
I think they need another pass catcher over there, so that could actually be pretty good. Tight ends just kind of go there to get lost in the sauce.
How about Evan Ingram to Chicago?
Right. That'd be a good one. They're building a young, flashy team.
No, they suck. They'll forever suck. The Bears suck.
Yeah.
So how about Evan Ingram to the Colts?
I can see him playing for the Colts.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it sounds like he's got like 3 or 4 potential landing spots that might be good for him for fantasy.
Yeah, no, I think he's going to have a good season once he lands somewhere.
Oh, last one. Evan Ingram to the Jets.
Ooh, and they're looking at Justin Fields too. They could just turn around and just switch their team up. That'd be kind of a pretty flashy team, man.
Yeah, I'd rock with that.
With Garrett Wilson.
So, yeah, I mean, I think that covers all the NFL news as far as, like, fantasy relevant players. I mean, there's obviously been more news going on outside of the right. I think in that scenario, I think he's more likely to be a Jet than a Bronco.
I just think he's an upgrade over Troutman, but yeah, I wouldn't care if we got him or not.
I would take Mason Taylor over Ingram if I'm the Broncos.
I would for sure. I'd definitely take Mason Taylor. Was it Cole Livingston? Is that the other one?
Colston Loveland. Yeah, I would take those two guys over Ingram. So I could see Broncos just drafting their tight end and the Jets investing in Ingram. Especially if they're going to try to pursue a quarterback. Like, or do you think they go and try to rehash ghosts with Sam Darnold? They go the Justin Fields route? Do they potentially, I
don't see them bringing Sam Darnold back.
Where do you think they go?
They're not bringing Sam Darnold back. I see that they're in talks with, are looking at Justin Fields. So, and then, Steelers have all lines open trying to take all suitors. So, Justin Fields would probably be a good look in New York. Like where someone said earlier, Kirk Cousins connection. That'd be a wild look. Oh, yeah, Michael Mayer is up for trade, not to jump around the tight end. But the Jets kind of have a few options. I think there's, where are they picking at in the draft? They're not.
Probably in the top 10, I would imagine.
Let's see.
I want to say like 7 or 8.
Yeah, see, so they could still get a quarterback in the draft too, as well. So
I'm so excited for the draft. For about a month away from it. It's going to be wild.
Yeah, right. I'm so anxious to see what happens. There's going to be some moves, man. There's going to be some teams like, I don't need a quarterback. We'll see what happens. So, we will see. But the Jets, they could just look to the draft for a quarterback, quite honestly, with where they are, and just kind of try again and see what they do, especially because like what can you do? There's no quarterbacks that are going to go out and you can compete with Josh Allen. You know, maybe you can hope to compete with Tua and Drake May, you know, but you might as well just restart fresh if you have a chance.
If Sam Darnold ends up leaving the Vikings through free agency this offseason, do you believe the prophecy that has been foretold and laid out before them happens and comes to fruition for the Minnesota Vikings, and they bring in an Aaron Rodgers?
Do I believe that they go out and get an Aaron Rodgers?
They fulfill the prophecy. They did it with Favre. He started out with the Packers, went to the Jets, finished his career at the Vikings. Does Rodgers start his career at the Packers, go to the Jets, and then finish his career out in Minnesota? Does the prophecy get fulfilled in 2025, said?
Oh, man. I don't think Rodgers is going to do that. But at the same time, he could have an ayahuasca trip and completely forget that he wasn't going to do it and just go and do it anyway. Always discuss big moves. Yeah, the Jets do draft 7. They are going to, you know, they are. But I think they're going to look for a quarterback in the draft. There is quite a bit they can go for that are kind of better than the free agent options right now. I mean, Sam Darnold's the best free agent quarterback. Or Aaron Rodgers, I guess.
Is there a 0% chance that the Vikings and Aaron Rodgers hook up?
Yeah, I think Aaron Rodgers is probably going to go to like Seattle or the Raiders. Probably go to the Raiders.
I am for here putting my stamp of approval on it, and I want to see it because it's good NFL drama. It's good NFL news.
Yeah.
Let's see Aaron Rodgers go to the Vikings, lead them to the NFC Championship game.
What? Over your Lions?
Toasted.
Over your Lions?
Well, it depends on how the Lions offseason goes. So far, so not good. And I don't see them probably making it to the NFC Championship game if they continue on the path they're on. But it would be fun. You got to admit, it would be entertaining football to watch if an Aaron Rodgers-led Vikings team brings them that far and keeps that tradition going.
Didn't get crushed by the Lions.
Yeah, they get crushed by the Lions in the NFC Championship game. Oh, that'd be wild.
Yeah.
Yeah,
man, but I think that's about all I have for NFL news.
Yeah.
I have a little bit of basketball news. Let's go ahead. We'll take a promo really quick, and then we'll get into some NBA news.
Yeah.
And go from there.
Cool.
Let's see. I had something queued up. Guys, you're watching Fantasy Reports on Shady Sports Network. Don't forget to hit that like button, hit that share button. Please share, hit that subscribe button, help us grow. And that way you get a reminder to catch us every Tuesday, every Sunday, same time on Shady Sports Network at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. We are bringing you the best news live. We're bringing you news. We'll bring you updated news. I won't say the best news because it's the same news, right? But we're bringing you some good takes over here. So come rock with us. Keep rocking with us. Hit that like button, and we'll be right back.
My name is Anton Popoff, and this is my 6th year of college football. Training during the hottest times of the day is a recipe for muscle cramps, which is why electrolytes are so important. Hydration is crucial for my performance. Dragon Salt eliminates muscle cramps and boosts your overall energy level. Whether it's a weight room or field session, I fuel up with Dragon Salt beforehand. It's been a game changer for me, and it'll be a game changer for you.
Yes, sir. Going big on that Dragon Salt, guys. If you're out there training, Mike, Raj, you guys hitting up the gym.
Get in your system.
Yeah, it'd be a good replenishment. Something.
And for you, those you who aren't athletes but still looking to get a nice, decent workout and add a little spice to it, try it out. Use our code and enjoy.
Us couch coaches.
Woo! Gotta keep that energy up. We gotta keep that body looking fine.
Right when you're out there supporting your team from the sidelines. Oh man, it was hard to watch. The Nuggets lose to OKC this morning. Let me tell you, there was some suspect.
Do we want to take it back
OKC,
to the beginning of the week
man.
since we left off on Tuesday? Who they play on Wednesday? Or do they play Wednesday?
The Nuggets play Wednesday. They did have a game on Wednesday. I have to pull it up because I actually didn't watch that game on Wednesday. But I did watch this morning, and I know
Joker couldn't carry the team.
Well, it was a lot closer than the score indicated. They didn't get blown out at the end.
Yeah.
But I guess they actually no, that was gosh, I guess it's been so long. They had a game on Thursday and Saturday. They lost.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, sorry, wrong schedule. There we go. Wednesday. They lost, or they won against the Kings.
Okay.
So 110.
The Wolves appreciate that.
116, yeah. And then they beat Phoenix on Friday.
The Wolves also appreciate that. Thank you.
Right. The Phoenix, yeah, they're climbing up right below the Wolves. And then, yeah, we just turned around and lost to the Thunder, which we're clawing for second between the Lakers and us. So we'll see what the Lakers
Hey,
do.
there's some Laker news, though. You might make some ground on them with
Exactly. So we lost, but they also, kind of, in a way. They lost LeBron James.
1 to 2 weeks with a groin strain, so that'll be not fun for my fantasy teams because I have him in there. But it's good LeBron for the Nuggets because maybe they can gain some ground in them in the standings if the Lakers were to slip up a little bit.
Yeah, especially because over the next few weeks, I mean, the Lakers just lost to the Celtics with LeBron going down. That was a pretty close game. But then they're playing the Bucks on Thursday. They played the Nuggets on Friday, so we played them on Friday within this stretch. Actually, we played them twice because we played them again on Wednesday. So Friday it's in Denver.
Some big games coming up. And how do you think the Joker and your boys turn it around and get the ship back right? What's the recipe?
Well, I mean, just get a healthy Aaron Gordon back.
You don't like playing DeAndre Jordan and the new
DeAndre
guy?
Jordan, I don't think he played. It has Zeke Naji out there a lot.
Okay.
So that was good to see Zeke Naji out there. It's just, gosh, man. It was like we don't have the speed, we don't have the size, something. We just can't keep up.
Russell Westbrook hanging out on the perimeter like he's waiting for
Russell Westbrook hanging out on the perimeter waiting for a three. What the heck? This guy is not a three-point shooter. The hell is that? You hanging out there waiting for a three ball, and then Murray passes it out to him like he's gonna shoot it and make it, and then he just breaks it.
You're just shaking your head at this.
MPJ shooting air balls. What the hell, man? I feel like I can go out there and shoot air balls. They want.
So you think it's Joker, MPJ, and that's it?
Get rid of MPJ. Get rid of Murray. Get rid of just start over.
Blow it up after this season.
Might as well. If you're not gonna win championships with Joker, you might as well blow it up and try to get. I don't know, man. I love them when they're winning. When they're winning, they're swagging. But Christian Brown was looking good, man. He was hitting some clutch threes.
Okay.
Who was it? Who was not Strawther?
Definitely not Strawther. He's been a disappointment this year.
Pickett, Jalen Pickett was looking decent out there. He hit a couple of big shots, a couple of big twos in the third quarter. But yeah, man,
so
MPJ
you'd rather invest in that youth movement than continue to watch this older vets kind of.
I don't know what you do. It's just like they have to do something, man. Especially when you see teams like the Spurs having De'Aaron Fox paired up with Wemby, it
didn't matter today. I'll tell you that much. The Wolves took care of business.
Well, because they got to click. Give them this season, and then next season it's gonna be scary. You guys are gonna be running away from the Spurs. But yeah, and then you got teams like LA. Luka still carrying the rock. Yeah, LeBron went down for 2 weeks, but they still got Luka. They're still gonna be a threat, right? You got OKC just dominating like. Who do you stop? Speed all over the place on OKC, man. And you got, now you don't have the Mavs, but you know what you do have? You got a Golden State Warriors team heating up. They've won.
You feel bad at all a little bit for Clay now in Denver or in Dallas with AD going down in the
It's
trade,
his
Luka
team
being
now.
traded, and then Kyrie getting dropped, and Gafford getting hurt, and he's kind of the last man standing.
Yeah, but didn't he want to be the last man standing? Didn't he want to be the one to carry the team? That's what he got.
Careful what you wish for, Clay.
Be careful what you wish for, right? Be careful what you wish for. That's what he got. Like,
so overall, optimistically, you're looking at the Nuggets or from this week, or are you thinking that next week's going to be a lot of the same stuff and kind of just?
We'll see. I think next week we'll really see what this team's made of. We'll really know what we have.
Do you think they're in playoff mode now, or are they just in get by mode?
I think they're in just get by mode.
Okay.
It's hard to
hear at all of them slipping in the standings at all, or you feel like you're confident that they can just coast this thing out, get into the playoffs?
No, because I know we're better than the teams below us. That's the thing. The standings aren't.
Hey, no. Jury's still out on the Wolves. I mean, I remember last year.
I know we're better than.
I remember how that turned out.
We won't even see you guys this year though because you're so low. Where are you guys at in the standings? I can't. Hold on. Let me pull up the standings and see where the Wolves.
Oh, it says bring out receipts. Okay. I got last year's rebate receipt said.
Yeah, last year, you caught a team that gave up a win they should not have given up.
All right.
We're up by 20. If Joker had some help, why is football better than basketball?
Hey, dad joking coming. Thanks, Michael.
Why is football better than basketball? Minnesota's number 7 though. You guys are climbing to get out of that play-in. Hopefully, you don't lose in the play-in, right?
We're not going to lose in the play-in.
We'll see, man.
We'll see. We're starting to play our playoff basketball right now. Maybe we're peaking too early.
Golden State, man, they just came and slapped you guys down. Said, "Sit down, young bucks."
That was a couple weeks ago. This week was very fruitful. We beat the Hornets on Tuesday, and then on Friday we took care of business against the Heat, and then today we punched the Spurs in the mouth.
Ooh.
They won 141 to 124. Just went final.
Man, when the Spurs click, everybody in the league's going to be scared.
Yeah, you can put up 124 on the Wolves, but we'll put up 141.
Right.
Julius Randle's back and healthy, and he's taking care of business.
So why is football better than basketball?
I think because
in football you tackle the problem head on, but in basketball you just dribble around it. Oh, hold on. Let's find that.
Oh my god! See, that's where I missed the thing with these dad. I'm trying to find the literal why is it? And then I get hit. That was a good one. That is, it got me. I love the colorful additions to the show. Thank you, Michael, for that. That was wonderful.
Yeah, but besides LeBron going down, really, I guess not a heck of a whole lot of NBA news.
Okay, kind of whole hum, kind of.
How the Timberwolves do since last week?
Oh yeah, I just said they took care of the Hornets, so that's a win.
Oh yeah, you just went over. Sorry,
and then they took care of the Spurs today, so they went 3 for 3 on the game spread for this week. So I'm proud of those guys.
Okay.
And it definitely helps their case for climbing the standings and getting this playoff push off on a good start.
Yeah. So who do you have for MVP?
For right now, I mean,
why should it be the Joker?
Why it should?
Yeah.
Well, I think that is just he's just playing out. He's playing on a different level, a different realm. He's playing out of his mind. So it just I don't know how you argue it's anybody else. I honestly don't know who it could be other than him.
Oh, Steph Curry crossed 25,000 points.
That's
one team.
Congrats to him.
Yeah,
awesome.
He's one of 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 players who did it with the same team.
Yeah.
That's the difference, right? He didn't do it with a bunch of different franchises.
Yeah, that's awesome. I commend him for that.
Yeah.
You got any other news here, Seth, or what are you thinking? How you feeling?
Yeah, I don't see really much else, man.
Set us up for Tuesday night?
Yeah, so Tuesday night we really will do our rankings on Tuesday night, guys. So we'll have our running back way too early top 25 NFL running back rankings, getting you into the season.
Keywords way too early.
Yeah, right. We got like a month left until the draft, so just everything's kind of leading up to that, and then we'll start seeing dynasty leagues draft, and we'll set up our PPR league. Hopefully, we can get that filled up.
Two spots left, guys.
At least 2 spots left. If we can get more people, we may bump it up to 12 people. So at least 2 spots left. You can add me as a friend on Sleeper, add Justin as a friend on Sleeper.
Say you're calling from the show and what you're about, and we'll get you in there.
We'll get you added onto the league, and then we got our basketball league too. Hopefully, we can get people in that. Get that filled
next
up
season.
Too.
So I want to dribble laps around set and win a championship in basketball league.
Yeah, but yeah. I mean, is there anything else you got? Anything you want to?
I think we nailed it all home. We caught up to date with all the NFL news. Sorry if you guys were looking forward to the overall rankings. We'll get to that Tuesday, but I think we did well covering all the NFL news and getting some basketball in there. And thank you everybody for your color commentary in the chat.
Yes,
I really appreciate that.
Mike, thank you. Chris, thank you.
Thank you. It honestly, it is beyond appreciated. We're so thankful for it. And we thank you for tuning in and sticking with us this entire time, and for liking and sharing and subscribing to the show, spreading the word. And I think I'm ready to get Tuesday started too. I think there'll be more news to come, and I'm excited for it. And I'm excited for everyone here tonight to come follow us on Tuesday and have some more friends with us on Tuesday night.
Yep. So guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, so you'll get some notifications, get some reminders and stuff. And then super early. So starting. Yeah. So, starting up in 13 days, like so much stuff getting going. League just ended, league still going. So, man, we're here with you. We're here for it, and we're keeping it rolling. We managed to keep it going year round, and we're rolling to next season. We'll get season 4 started up after the draft. So a little tease on that. You'll start seeing more info on that. So once we get into season 4, we're just rolling full steam ahead fantasy football for the new season. So, guys, let's keep it going. Get it in the chats. Let us know what you're doing with your teams, what your teams are looking like, how you're preparing. Get in the groups, the Facebook group.
Yeah, we're in full, I'd say, roster preview and review season. If you post up your rosters in our socials on the Discord channel and then on the Facebook group, we'll go over that with you. More than happy to, and checking that out. So feel free to do that. And then also, if you're inclined to, check out our sponsors, get into that, because that helps keep the lights on for us and help keep this thing going. So that's about all for me.
Yeah, no, couldn't have said it better myself. So yeah, check it out. Dragon Salt, Breaks GPT. StubHub.
Hey, check out this guy's giant head. It's like a big apple on a little stick.
Sit close, but not too close. With StubHub, choose the right seat for you.
Yeah. So I think I got to get that link in the description, actually. But we're rolling, guys. So check it out. Yeah, and then Mike definitely has my number 1 pick in the draft. So that's cool, because I got 7, 9, and 10. So I'm feeling good about my 3 first-round picks. I think I'm going to be able to load up.
I personally, since I'm new to this, would love to hear about it when it goes down. I want to find out
you can have that first pick. I don't need that pressure anyway. I think I kind of
personally for me
figured away last season too. Like, and it doesn't matter. You can take Ashton Jeanty. Like, go ahead and take your running back.
Watch him be a Bronco too.
Yeah, no, his luck, he probably will be. But anyway, guys, talk with us. Jump in our group. Join the league. Let us know you want to join the league. We'll get you in there. Join the Facebook group. Head over to Shady Sports, Fantasy Reports. Find us. We're all over the place. And just keep rocking with us, guys. We're happy to have you around. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. So, it's great to watch this grow, and it keeps growing. So I'm excited to see where we go from here, and excited to see what next season brings. So, if nothing else,
let's bring on Tuesday night. Look forward to seeing and hearing from you guys.
There we go. You heard it here first. So see you Tuesday night, guys, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time here on Shady Sports Network on all your social media channels. Have a good night.
Good night, everybody.
I'm a danger. I'm a game changer.
changer. I'm a game changer.